And the God I'm talking about don't need your validation.
All right.
And it bothers me when I see people reach a depth of ignorance where they feel they have to stand and argue about the validity of God. Well, that don't say nothing to me about the people they're arguing with. It say something about me about the person who's arguing about God. Because if a welfare mother said to Rockefeller, "You poor and ain't got no money," I expect her to say that. But when Rockefeller starts arguing with her, then I'm going taking my money out to Chase Manhattan Bank because I know he broke. Let me say thanks to those of you who's responsible for today. I go all over the world and give speeches. Very seldom do I speak to this many African Americans, because what it costs to get me on a plane and come and speak to you, most African Americans can't afford it. So I give back to the community by standing in picket lines and going to jail for liberation. And so I say to you today that, I sit here and a speech to me is just another speech. I deal with a moral force and a moral line, and I deal with truth, and truth don't have to be validated by your ignorance, and so I keep moving. But today it's very special. I sit next to Sister Lumpkins here, and I volunteered. I asked her, let's get in touch because I want to be part of this organization. Give me. I want to be part of this organization because God gave me a vision about 25 years ago, and I saw something happening, and I moved on it. And I saw a system, and I moved into health, not knowing I grew up like everybody else. That good nutrition is when whatever you like to eat, there was enough of it, and bad nutrition when it ran out before you got it. And I went the whole route. I drank a fifth of scotch every day. I smoked 4 packs of cigarettes every day. I went up to 366 pounds. And one day as the evolution started, and it started from putting the right thing in the body. You better be careful about what you say you are, what you eat, because it means if you put animal in you, you are animal, and then why shouldn't you act like one? The misinformation is amazing. And it bothers me to see so many people who really should be in tune to the order, but they're not. That don't know that if this brother gets cancer, that's a gift from God. If this sister has sugar diabetes, and this one have high blood pressure, that's a gift from God. But we have been so perverted and so out of the order of God, we think that there's something wrong with cancer. You see, if this sister told me tonight, she said, Brother Greg, at 2 o'clock this morning, this hotel is going to be blown up. I know her morality. She never lied to me. So at 2 o'clock this morning, I'm upstairs watching C-SPAN. 3 o'clock this morning, hotel blow up. You all would read in the paper, D.Gregory died in hotel explosion. God's paper would read, D.Gregory died for ignoring a warning. That's what I died from. Cancer is God's warning. Nobody's ever died from cancer. That sounds stupid, but those of you that know me know I'm far too intelligent and godly and spiritual to make a statement like that if it wasn't true. So those of y'all that don't understand it, just hang with it. Trust me. Take my word for it. Nobody's ever died from sugar diabetes or high blood pressure. How did I get cancer?
All right.
How did I get sugar diabetes? High blood pressure? So the minute I get the warning, that's God saying, stop. And if you stop, I will heal you. If you ignore me, you did not die from cancer. That's my warning. You died from ignoring my warning. Anytime you hear somebody say, so-and-so died from cancer, so-and-so died from that, you know they are unattached to the universal intelligence. That's the warning. This bell goes off tonight. That's the warning. That means something up, get out of here. We so busy dealing with it, and the building burned down. We didn't die, we died from ignoring the warning. And so when I look at these sisters and these folks who've put this together, let me tell you, there is nothing on this planet more important than what is happening here tonight and with this organization.
Amen.
Oh, you can throw that piece of stuff away that you had or don't eat it, but I tell you what, it tastes better than the cancer you got running through your body. It tastes better than the high blood pressure you're running through your body. We have got so used to death that life tastes bad to us. But I tell you what, if there's someone in here that come in here that's dying, I'm going to give you a little tip. I don't know what you paid for your ticket, but get in touch with her. Just call her tonight and say, can you tell me how to fix it, and do nothing but eat what you ate here for 30 days. And whatever you have will leave. What is this here that this man is so messed me up so bad, got me eating for taste instead of for nutrition? Girl, I went by that day, that stuff sure didn't taste good. But I tell you what, you notice something tonight when you go home, that strange feeling y'all had running through your belly on your Thanksgiving meal. Hello. Y'all know what I'm talking about? I mean, can we really be honest tonight? Yeah. You know what I'm talking about when you got to belch and fart at the same time? Y'all know what I'm talking about, huh? You know what I'm talking about? You got to belch and fart, and you can't do neither. And I think sometimes God do that just to hear you call God there. Oh God, oh Jesus, Lord, oh Jesus, oh God, oh God, I'll never eat it again. And the minute you go, you go pick another one of them sandwiches. And so I say to this sister, thank you. I say to my sister that came up and did Mary Had a Little Lamb. And those of y'all that have that on video, that video for sale? Y'all gonna sell that or yes it's fine? Please send one to mine. The reason I say that, y'all get that and take it home and listen to it. Listen what she did. Listen to the baby attitude, all the way up to the jigga attitude, to the boop 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 attitude, to the boop 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 attitude, because then in a few minutes she showed you life. From here to here, here to here. Life. Because really life is that short. You're born in a crib 3 feet long, you're dead in the grave 6 feet deep. Any way you cut it, you're just going to get a yard out of this one. But my God, because of our ignorance, we have put so much misery in that yard. Y'all know God is a good God, and I really don't understand. No. If you clap, it means you didn't know it. That's like clapping because you find out Rockefeller's a billionaire. You have to be stupid not to know he's a billionaire. The reason you clap because you really don't know God is a good God. Because anytime you pray and ask God for something and don't get it, then something happens. Then there's a violation. There's nothing you have in your body, if you understand God, that tonight you can't go home and have it relieved immediately. And if you can't do that, then you're out for that. You know what I'm talking about? If you can go to the bank tonight and put a card in and get your money, then how can a heathen bank have more compassion for giving you when you request it than your God? Come on. Then if God is a loving, compassionate God, then I must be punching in the wrong number. Y'all don't know how to pray. You don't pray to my God by talking to my God. That's a heathen prayer. Most of them prayers y'all pray is pimp prayers. God, give me this here. God, give me the money to pay my rent. You don't have to ask God, know that building's going to burn down, and God fix it so you can't pay your rent so you can get evicted and be away from the fire. And what is this here? Y'all talk about God and treat God like God is some stranger.
Come on now.
What is this here? This is not my mother, this is not my father. God's my mother and father. And I know God got more compassion for me and love and kind than my mother and father. And I know if something happened, I don't have to run and say, Dad, they chasing me. And he look at me and say, clean yourself up. My dad ain't going to say that. God won't neither. And I talk to my God the same way I talk to my friend. There's some Ku Klux Klanners down there. I say, hey, shorty, look, I know you can handle them because them white boys with them sheets on, the same Father, Mother God that put them here, put me here. So I'm talking to the father and mother of both of us.
Well,
and I know you can handle their behavior. And I also know that fear and God don't occupy the same space. Health and sickness don't occupy the same space.
quite true.
And so let me just say thank you, my sister, for that. And let me say thanks to you for being here. I mean, there's a whole lots of places that's packing them in now that will never have their body exposed to what you was exposed to and what you're going to be exposed to. America had to stop playing games one day. Let me say thanks to all the work that went into making tonight possible. My job is very easy. All I got to do is just produce a body.
A lot in it.
And then get through and leave. Whole lots of work went into tonight. So those responsible for that, we say to you, thank you, and God bless you. Secondly, let me say to those that's responsible for the physical part. Let's look around. Somebody fix this table, fix this room up, fix the mic, put the lights up, and cook the food, serve us. And when we leave here going, somebody stays behind and clean this mess up behind us. And to those that do that, we say thank you. And God bless you. And thirdly, to those of you who decided to put your energy together and come out and share this with me, because had you not made that decision, the rest of it wouldn't have mattered. So to you and you and you and you, we say thank you. The contradictions. Abundant life. That's what life is. And to even be hooked to that, associated with that. The race for good health. And y'all listen, y'all at the right place tonight. Because let me tell you, them white boys, they be sending codes. I don't talk in codes. See, I don't call white folks Europeans. They white. I call black folk black. Sometimes I really feel good, I might say nigga. Y'all better listen to what's coming out of D.C. Don't let Nuke bother you. Nuke ain't after you. Nuke after white folks. And if you understand the system, they're fixing to roll on white folks, and white folks don't even know it. Hear me good now. God keeps sending you messages, and if you're in tune, you'll hear. You hear. Gas that just was pushed through, chucked in that, cut 17% of your pension interest is tucked in that bill. A World Trade bill. Those of you that owns war bonds, defense bonds in gap, they got a cap on that now, that no longer do you have that protection. And there's no accident that after Gap went through, the richest, racist, meanest, nastiest county in the world, Orange County in California, went bankrupt. Now I know, brothers and sisters, a lot of y'all don't understand how fast. Y'all really don't understand that. Most white folks don't. That was very significant. Very significant. Very significant. Because those bonds is your pension funds. And that's not the only one that's fixing to bust out. And I've been trying to tell white folks for a long time, the nigga y'all should be worried about is not me. And if you don't believe that, find some white folks that have invested in Orange County and see if they could be sitting here tonight. Orange County, nasty Orange County, wouldn't give black minorities, cripples the time of the day. So bad and roguish and mean, they said to the Rodney King cop group, bring them down here and try them in this atmosphere. We'll free them. God says, you do to the least of mine. Y'all big, bad, when you think about wealthy counties, you think of Orange County, but not no more. Y'all worried about Nuke? How about Nixon taught you about that? Nixon got in office and said, well, they send codes. See, if I give white folks the perception I'm messing with niggas, they like me. Come on now. So I'm going to give you the perception I'm messing with niggas. And I'm going to mess with this poverty money. That was Nixon. Poverty money. That's all he talking about, poverty money. This here boy now, all he talking about welfare. Let me tell y'all something. Cobb County, of which is in Nuke's district, gets more federal money than any other county in America. And he talks about welfare. Why do they get it? Because, see, white folks have codes. They put this group on welfare and paint it black, and this other group, white, they put it on welfare, but they call it defense plant. Lockheed ain't nothing but white folks' welfare. That's why when you look at these urban cities, white folks, although the money is free, will never let them run mortar out to that area, because you can't come out there and get my welfare, John. Why are we still building up the fence and the Russians ain't even there? It's white folk welfare. Roosevelt invented it. And there's going to come a day that anybody you see that say Roosevelt was a good man, you know they're not godly or spirit. That was a heathen, dog, filthy animal. But what he did, he said, we need to use white folks for a minute, but we trained them that welfare is bad, so we got to slip it to them. So he created a thing called WPA. White folks went to work every day and dug a hole that didn't need to be dug. And then their brother came on the evening shift and filled it up. Then they got their check on the weekend talking about, we works for our money. It's welfare. Corporate America, I'm part of that. They didn't mean for it to be, they just put the law for them, and I use it. I can take a prostitute tonight all the way around the world with me, and since I'm corporate America, as long as I call that hoe my secretary's a tax write-off. And yet, my sister with a baby can't get apple juice. You pay for that. And those of you that don't understand that, I say have fun and have fun quick, because recess just about over. Okay? Oh, America's the same place Hitler and them Nazis was right before it fell. Oh, look at the parallels. Hitler came to power the same way these folk came to power. See, unbeknown to most folk, because they get this perverted history. Hitler ran in 32 and lost by 6 million votes. And then while wasn't nobody looking, Hitler burnt the Reichstag down. The Reichstag was Congress, and blamed it on the communists. And while everything in the news was about the communists, like everything about O.J., to get everybody's attention off, while everybody stopped, by the time they finished doing the news about they lied that the communists did it, they had rigged the election and Hitler came to power. It just happened here. They had y'all looking at O.J. Y'all know O.J. That old white woman wasn't nothing but scumbag, slut, dog, tramp. O.J. wasn't nothing but a washed-up, has-been, ignorant, very brilliant football player. Nothing going for him. Why they play this thing up like somebody caught Queen Elizabeth in bed with her boy? And when it got to getting my attention, I looked around, and the election's over. And if you're really out of God's graces enough to believe that you can have an election across this country and not one Republican incumbent lose, then maybe what you fixing to get you deserve. And after they got through tricking the election, they had to explain to the Americans what they did. Because they know they didn't vote that way. And when they got through explaining it to them, they said, you know, white men are mad. Well, I'm with white men all day long. They ain't no madder today than they ever been. Matter of fact, white men is more groovier now than they ever been in the history of America. So why y'all trying to tell me to happen because white men are mad? And white boy is sitting there taking credit for something because they ain't got nothing else going for them. Those of you in this room know that never before in a 30-year period have a nation had two groups of people, black and white, made as much progress in spite of 99% of both groups lying to one another. Those of us that's decent and work with the Spirit have cast something over this country that we still have made more progress in a 30-year period than anybody in the history of this planet. And if you walk through this country, you can feel it. And if you meet anybody that say we worse off now than we was 30, 40 years ago, tell them I say they're a lie and a fool. God's a good God. But God's a very dangerous God if your stuff ain't right. God says to you, my son, before I, your God, let you peacefully exist with a white, racist, insane system just so you can pay your house note and feed your family and send your children to school, I will destroy you from the inside. So once you understand that, then it's not hard to understand that black men in America smoke half as many cigarettes as white men, but the cancer death rate from smoking cigarettes is twice as high in the black community. It's not hard to understand why black folks in America, not racial proportion, we outdie white folks every way you can die, and yet we just 12% of the population except one. One way. I do not understand what happens to a white boy on the weekend with a six-pack and an automobile and an oak tree. God's a good God. So Dick Nixon got in and didn't get on those corporate welfare cheats. He started rattling with the poor. I'll cut the poverty money off and I'll cut the poverty. Hear me good now, so you can understand what God is really about. So he cut the poverty money off and it reached all the way down to a little town in South Carolina, right over the road from North Carolina. And a little bitty old puny, non-athletic looking Negro named Frank Wells lost his job when the most powerful man in the world cut off the poverty money. So Frank Wells didn't know what he was going to do. So his aunt, who lives in Washington, D.C., his mama's sister, heard he was depressed, so she called him and said, why don't you come on up here and live with us and just stay with us till you can get something. So he did. And then he got something. He got a job at Watergate. Come on now. Never had no business being there until this chump, who's the most powerful man in the world, didn't understand God, don't understand what happens to you when you violate my power. No woman has an illegitimate baby. It might be illegitimate to you, but God said if I didn't mean for you to have a baby at 12, I wouldn't have fixed it so you could. Now, y'all play with that any way you want. And sit around talking about these black girls, teenage friends. They've been getting pregnant ever since we got off the slave ship, and you black folk down south know it's part of your culture for old black men to knock up 13 and 14-year-olds. Why y'all letting the NBC and these white folks make y'all think this is something new? Or is it that it's different now that young black boys is knocking up young black girls? Not old black men. What's this game about? And so Frank Wells is working at Watergate. Happy. Dick Nixon had cut the poverty money off, and he lost his little gig, and now he's there in Washington, D.C., and he's walking down the hallway, and he sees a light on and tape around the door. And Nixon died, a disgraced man, because he cut the poverty money off, and a little insignificant Negro had an aunt living in Washington, D.C., said, come here and live with me. And because of that poverty money cut off, he saw something on the door, and the mightiest man that ever existed in the history of the country was brought to his knees. Not because of Frank Wells, not because of Watergate, because he chose to mess with God's poor. So let Newt come on. Let him come on talking about God's mothers. Let him talk about welfare babies. You better understand, all babies. There's no such thing as a welfare baby. How did you get here? A peanut injected into mama's vagina. Out of that peanut come 500 million sperms, and the one responsible for you and me outran 500 million sperms and got there first. Do you really know how special you are? Come on. Do you really know, as you sit there now, with all of whatever you got going for you or going against you, you are the product of 500 million creatures of God jumped out of another creature God and hit that deck running and ran up them fallopian tubes and got there ahead of 500 million other creatures of God's new life. Oh, are you special? Are you special? Come on. And then we sit here and look at all this deceitfulness. Can't pray in public school. Why not? Do y'all understand God? You understand exercise? That as God breaks down, cells die every second in his body. And God gave him a mechanism to get those cells out. When he wakes up in the morning and do the physical fitness and walk and move around, he creates electrical energy that forces all of those dead cells out. When you don't do that, they live there, and God takes that power away because you didn't use it. I'm 62 years old, went to public high school, public grade school, public college, and there was no law to say we couldn't pray in school, and not once do I ever remember what's praying in school. Some of you older folk know what I'm talking about. Y'all went to public high school, public grade school, and public college, and they never prayed, and there wasn't no law against. What kind of heathen country do I live into that after the universe says, since you don't lose it, take it away, y'all want to act a fool now? Had you been praying when it wasn't no law, it never would have been one. So when Madeline Merrick had that case in Supreme Court, she didn't do nothing big because wasn't nobody praying in school anyway. But we in such a stupid, ignorant society, is after I say you can't do it, then you're going to rise up like you fighting a great battle for God. I'm a right to lifer. You can't have no abortion. A right to lifer is not the presence of life, but the absence of death. You're not telling when I look them in the eye, you against abortions. Don't call yourself a right to life, because life means welfare mothers, means hungry people, means everybody on God's planet you would have compassion for. How can you be a right to life and ready for the electric chair? You cannot be a right to life and capital punishment at the same time. And capital punishment really bothers me. Really bothers me. In a Christian society, it bothers me because, I mean, how can Christians have capital punishment? Are you too ignorant Christians to know that Jesus died because the state had capital punishment? Jesus wasn't mugged to death. Jesus wasn't run down by a drunken chariot rider. Jesus was killed by the state. Which means if Jesus Christ comes back to America today and bugs the wrong people, they will give Jesus the electric chair. Then all y'all be walking around with big chairs around your neck. Oh, come on now. That's why the one time I don't go to church with y'all is on Easter. I cannot be around y'all singing that lie. Well, you there when they crucified the Lord. That's a cheap song to sing 2,000 years later. You wasn't there then, and most of you wouldn't be there now. Hello. Hello. If you was principal of this high school that we're going to right here, give me a name. What's the name of this school? Okay, Booker T. Washington. Okay? All right, that's just one. Now, give me a mascot. What's the mascot? Bulldog. Booker T. Washington Bulldog. Okay? You're the superintendent. All of you, all the teachers. It's a public school. Now, you know you can't pray in public school. Federal law, right? So we walk in on Monday morning, and there are the students back in the back kneeling down in a huddle. What you going to say to them?
You can't pray?
You can't pray in this school. And they'll yell back to you, we ain't praying, we shooting craps.
I want a piece.
Now when you get through laughing, think about this. There is no federal law against shooting craps in a public school. I ain't got no problem with it. Somebody said it to me. You want to pray, go to church school. What about the atheists in public school? What about the Jew in public school? What about the Arab in public school? What prayer are you going to pray? And right now, the Supreme Court did not say you can't say a solemn prayer. So what God are you in tune in that you got to argue with somebody over the right to pray to your God?
Come on.
But anytime you stupid enough to believe that some group of people can take the right for you to pray to your God, you ain't got no God in the first place. And so what school we in? Booker T. Washington. Then what is it? The Bulldogs. All right, now, watch this now. We're going to change the name. We don't want to be Bulldogs no more. We're a Christian society. We want to be the Booker T. Washington Green Jesus. All right, now, come on now. What's the church and state what? All right, give me a reading on that now.
Church and state should be separate.
So we can't call, our mascot can't be Green Jesus.
Not as a public school.
Not as a public school. Well, okay, we're going to name it the Red Devils. When you get through laughing, Christians, think about, in a Christian society, we got public schools across this country named after the devil. What kind of fool is you? What God are you into? Heathens. And then your children come home with their helmet and a sweatshirt with a red devil with a pitchfork and horns, and then you Christians go to the game on Friday and pull for the devil. Go you devils. Go you devils. Hey Christian, who you for? The devils. You would be, wouldn't you? Come on now. How long? And when you put your body in order, universe flows. It's that simple. A wino that's your mother or father would not want your ankle to hurt or be swollen. Why do you think God lets it happen? That evidently you ain't in tune with that one. The sickness y'all brought in here tonight is the warning. And y'all need to listen to that Baptist song, One Day at a Time. The universal order gives you enough energy to vibe for 24 hours. That's all. One day at a time. I never forget when I first got married, so my wife was upset one day. I said, "Dear, what's wrong?" I said, we owe all these bills. I said, "But baby, today is Sunday. If we had the money, we can't pay them." So just do me a favor, baby. If you're going to get stressed out about some money that we owe, just do it Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Saturday and Sunday, then I take it. Matter of fact, let me and you go over to the electric company who told you they're going to cut these lights off. Let's go over there and see if anybody's there this Sunday morning. And one day, I called home, my wife panicked. Said, "Oh, Greg, it's awful." I said, "What happened?" It's $800,000 bill came in. I got upset. I hung up the phone. She called me back. "Why'd you hang up on me?" I said, "Honey, I never talked nasty to you, never hit you in my life. But I'm going to get on a plane, and I'm going to come and bust you dead upside down." She said, "Greg, I never heard you talk like that." "Well, woman, I didn't know you did to me what you did to me." She said, "What do you mean?" I said, "You just told me that somebody owed me $800,000. She said, "No, I didn't. I told you that we owe, and before I could tell you American Express, you hung up. Why'd you hang up?" I said, "Well, I heard this trouble in your voice. I can't believe you got nerve enough to be upset because I owe some white folks $800 million. She said, "But it ain't in the bank." I knew that when I spent it. I can't believe they didn't know it. White folks know everything. How'd I do it? I went in Uncle Tom. I was scratching where I didn't itch and said, "Yassa," and not talking like I had any sense at all, and made that white boy think I was going to get some bad stuff they were selling, and he okayed it, and before the sister, I went and got me a brand new Rolls Royce. A couple of other things. Not a bill and come due. My old lady upset. I said, "Baby, cool down, because I ain't never going to pay." So you'll have bad credit for the rest of your life. So what? So what? The niggas walk around and go, "Yeah, girl, it's been rough, but my credit's intact." You had 3 bypass, 2 strokes, but your credit intact. I swear to you, I ain't got no credit. Pocket full of money. Healthy as you can be. Who care about credit? This filthy system gonna validate my integrity over a bill. Girl, they repossessed my house. Y'all saw it on television. Repossessed it. Put me out. I ain't paid a house note in 3 years. They came and repossessed the house. I stayed there a year after that because they didn't know how to handle me. They finally showed up. I asked my wife, I said, "Where you think took them so long?" She had nerve to have an attitude. I said, "Woman, we ain't paid a house note in 3 years. It's a new day. Y'all better understand these children." So glad my son, one of my children, sitting here, Christian, stand up. Beautiful. Beautiful. We a little worried about the boy at first. That boy flunked failure. Thought we was going to have to send him to college and major in paint removal. The boy went on out there and did his thing in a black college. Taught for a year, compassionate crippled children. Now he's down here in chiropractic school, taking care of business. I know they different. I don't mess with them. They slicker, hipper than me, smarter than me. I went through grade school, high school, and college, never read a book, never took a note, never used a pencil in my life. How old are you, son? Have I ever looked at your report card in my life? Never in my life. I told him school ain't nothing but a trick. The day you was born, all the wisdom and knowledge that God meant for you to have is locked into here. The rest of this is a manipulated game. Y'all go to school only as a form of entertainment. But don't let that stuff get back in the back of your head and push God out.
That's right.
Let your brothers and sisters watch you and the baby ones watching. Each one of y'all got smarter watching the other one because we stayed out the way. And the little baby, the baby boy graduates this year, got so bright they came and told us you got to put him in a different school or he'll damage his brain. The only grade school in the history of Massachusetts, when Massachusetts had good school, that won the high school state science award and was on his way to go to the national, but he had a choice between a soccer game or going to the national. I said, I do soccer as you, son. He said, why? I said, it's my ghetto backup. See, when I was in the ghetto, if you was smart and made all A's, we said you was a sissy. And if you was kind of rough and that, we said you was a man. Now, I ain't talking about gay. You know, Nuke and them, see, they be messing up. See, Nuke's daughter is a lesbian. That's why he got hang-ups. Sam Nunn's son is a gay. That's why he got hang-ups with gays in the military. These fathers take it personal. Pat Buchanan, when he trashed gays and lesbians at the Republican convention, his daughter held a press conference the next day in San Francisco and said, my father wouldn't have done that had he known I was a lesbian. So y'all better be careful about how y'all get to trashing folks out here, because God might have one in your closet. And so I remember when I was a little boy, never hit one of them in their life. Permit my wife to hit one of them. You cannot be godly and hit a child and all this old crap y'all got running down your head about spare the rod and spoil the child. That is a story about a shepherd boy and about sheep, and the rod is that stick that the shepherd boy carries, and all that parable means when the sheep get too close to the ledge, you hold it out and direct it. It had nothing to do with hitting a sheep. Now y'all go play your game. Look, you raise your children like you want to. But I tell you what, God trying to tell y'all something in America. 98% of everybody in old folks' homes, their children put them there. Right, now y'all go and beat them if you want to, but there's a God conscience in the top of your head that say that's not your mother, and all that old crap about honor your father and mother. I'll honor my father and mother if they're honorable. Now y'all can flinch and frown if you want to talk about that's what Jesus meant. If Jesus or anybody else tell me that if Hitler is my daddy, after what he did, I'm supposed to honor him, I'll look God in the face and say something wrong. And if y'all are my children, I mean my children, and you sit here now and watch me rape 12 3-year-old babies and take an axe and split them in half, if you still got some honor in you for me, then there's something wrong with you, and they ain't got a mental hospital that should lock you up fast enough. I've always talked back when somebody reads something to me if it didn't make sense. Honor what? Hit who? When I tell you something else, y'all better start trying to understand, and that the better you eat, better this thing over. You better understand what God gave you. This is my wife here. This is my daughter.